Wednesday.
Hey, everybody, cheers. How are you guys? Yeah, let's see who's here. I guess I should.
Ooh, we got a lot of people
We got
here.
some people here.
Yay.
Hey, Mrs. Independent Joe was here first and said, ready, set, go.
Go.
Okay.
I read that. Ready, set, shot, 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 shot. Okay, sorry.
Okay, Enrico's here and Lilith Morgan. Oh, I know Lil's been looking forward to this one.
Yes. This
So-
one hits a little close to home.
Now, if I remember right, I think this was Lil's idea. She, as a patron,
Oh,
got this in there for the patrons to vote
Perfect.
on. So, Enrico, bang, bang.
good.
All right. Todd Bellinger's here. Good to see you, Todd. Yahoo! Women of Whiskeys are awesome.
Yes.
Cheers, ladies. Well, cheers, Todd. John Krantz is here. John says cheers to everyone. Nick Proman. Mr. Proman's here.
Hello.
Hello. Are you having cocktails in Utah? Are you? I want to know.
We're
And-
eating until we make them together. That's a
Lil
good plan.
says cheers to him and to him and to him. Okay. Dan OB's here and says cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, Dano, how's it going? Livewire Whiskey says, now it's a party.
That's true.
It will be.
Very true.
Joseph Brazo, what the hell are you all doing here?
What are you doing here?
By the way, Joseph, I received something today. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you. That was very cool. Tim Evans says cheers. And Mike Franklin says good evening to everyone. And we've got Whiskey Mountains in here. Adriana, how are you? Time to start making this cocktail, she says.
You're going to love it.
You're going to love it. Chris SBWE here from Idaho is hanging out. Who else we got? Sean Peak and the Deathless Dogs. Cheers, Dan. How are ya? Tim Ayette. He's on my patio.
Oh, that guy?
That guy. All right. Whew. That was fun.
Yes.
Yes. I'm so glad you're all here.
Me too.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready. I'm excited for this one.
And we have people in our studio audience
We do.
tonight. Got a couple friends along with us. So everybody say, hi, Jackie. Hi, Danielle. Okay.
Okay.
We're making a cocktail.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
We're talking about all that true crime stuff.
Yes. And this, I love this cocktail. This is like one of my go-to cocktails at casinos.
Oh,
Like guaranteed when the cocktail waitresses come by, this is it. This is what I
Okay.
order.
I have not had this before. This is new for me.
Yes.
I'm excited.
It's wonderful. Okay.
And I'm excited to do this crime because I knew nothing about it before I started researching
yeah.
it.
Absolutely. Yeah, me too. Like I couldn't even figure out how to spell the last name before I started this. Like
So- And
it's
it's
gonna be great.
and it was in Australia.
Yes.
So and then hey, the cocktail is tasty. And then we've got Independent Joe is here. How's it going, Joe? Nice to see you. All right. I'm going to just touch on this briefly and then we'll talk about it a little bit later. How many of you guys were here last week for our new game, our new giveaway game? Okay. So it's not that different from the old giveaway game.
It's not that different.
It's just more fun.
It's more fun and it gives our viewers a little more control. Little bit.
that much.
Little bit. Or less,
Yeah.
depending on your luck.
So Whiskey Mountain wants to know what whiskey are we using for the cocktail? We are going to do the 1792 small batch is what we're using tonight. Hey, Jerry Black, good to see you. And Steve Burkhouse here. So it's pretty much the same thing, except every $5, Super Chat, Venmo, PayPal gets you entered for an entry. And then you're going to, if you don't do Super Chat, make sure you tag Livewire Whiskey. He's nice enough to, again, to track for us.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. And then halfway through our stream, we're going to pick a number. It'll go into the randomizer. And then you get to choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. Here's the kicker. If you don't like what you chose, you can pass, close it up, and choose again. But you only get to do that once.
Yes.
Then at the end of the stream, we'll do the same thing all over again for a second winner. So that's the game.
Yes.
Okay. Woo. It always takes so much. I knew Northwest Bourbon was going to show up. I had complete faith. So, also the links to the PayPal and Venmo are in the description of the video.
Mhm.
Now, can we make a cocktail?
Yes, please.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, let's
I'm
do
very
it.
excited for this. Okay. So we're going to start with, and the other thing I love about this cocktail is it's so easy to make. It doesn't require a shaker. It doesn't require any like pre-work. No, we'll leave it in there for fun. Okay, so we're starting with 2 highball glasses, and we're adding in a little ice. Trying to do this quietly.
I could have muted it, but
I mean, that's true.
cheers, the Whiskey Saint. All right. So who is making it along with us tonight? Did anybody pick up ingredients to make drinks? Yes, Joseph Brazo, you are the first.
Yes.
The first entry. Thank you so much for the super chat. I very much appreciate that. Okay.
Okay,
Ice.
so we've got ice. Next, we're going to add 3 ounces of orange juice. We have them in these nice little containers with lids because I can't be trusted. So we'll add 3 ounces orange juice.
I can't wait. I can't wait to
Oh my
try it.
heavens, it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
So good. Okay, and then
I don't see where anyone is so far has said that they're going to drink along with us.
hey.
Oh, my audience is. I mean.
Then you need to get an ounce or more, if you so please, of Kentucky whiskey because this is a Kentucky sunrise.
Yes.
Rules, man, rules.
Bourbon is here. Cheers, Bourbon.
Did we decide this was a 1 on this side and a half on this
Yes.
side? Okay. Well, if not, then we're getting 2.
Oh, look at my chat just jumped everywhere. I have no idea who's here. Big Vic is here. Cheers. If I missed you guys, I promise I'll find you later. My whole thing just scrolled like a, what do you call it? Slot machine. See, it's going to be that night again. Words.
Well,
Me and
that's
words.
because this is my drinking or my gambling cocktail.
You
So.
can't even talk either.
Yeah. Okay, and then this is the pretty part. So now you get to take a half an ounce of Grenadine and pour it in, and it just very prettily sinks down there to the bottom.
Are you supposed
It
to like
creates this,
drizzle
like-
it or just go down the side?
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it either
That's
way.
nice
But then
either
it
way.
creates that nice little, and then, do you want to do yours?
Yep.
Okay.
You drizzle it.
And we drizzle.
Eric the Barbarian is here. It says, greetings, wow.
Hello.
Greetings, Eric. How are you? Are you having a cocktail? No? Yes?
And then-
Maybe?
Just a little orange slice on the side and or cherries,
Thank you.
whatever you want with it. And a Kentucky sunrise.
Cheers.
I like to mix mine up a little bit. Otherwise, it's a lot of grenadine at the bottom.
Yep. Sure is. Okay, I see people
Good
saying
stuff.
hi to Jarrell, but I haven't seen him. Jarrell, if I missed your name. Hi. Cheers. Sorry.
So the yellow to pink is very pretty, but
Definitely want to mix that up.
yeah,
Not going to lie.
you can look at it and take pictures of it that way. But then, yeah, you want to.
Jeb is in for 4. Hi, Jeb. How are you? Thank you for that.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad I brought extra ingredients so I can make the second one.
Okay, I'm really going to take a picture.
It's good though. Ah, yes.
Okay, it is good. It's very good. Let that ice get it all nice and cold again. Since
Okay, I'm gonna rearrange some stuff over here real quick.
No, Adriana, I do not like to drink straight Grenadine. It makes my mouth. Jeb is delightful. Good to know. Okay, so we better jump into this.
Yeah, we've got a lot to cover.
So much. Okay. Somehow, Eric is drinking water.
What?
Eric,
Good for you, I mean,
but what?
is that just to shock your liver a little bit? Just to throw it for a loop? Just
He didn't say he was chemical free. He said he was drinking water.
that's true.
I mean, it's Eric.
That's true. Sometimes I do that just to shock my liver a little bit.
It's okay. Oh, Jeffrey Weck. Hello again, whiskey friends. Cheers, Jeffrey. Great launch tonight.
Yes.
That was wonderful. Congratulations on the launch of your channel. Okay. Recovering from the Chiefs game. Okay. Horses and Bourbon says, evenings, ladies.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, recovering from the Chiefs game. I'm recovering from Ladies' Day. Okay. And that was on Saturday.
I saw her on Sunday, like Sunday late afternoon, early evening.
It was not pretty.
And yeah.
I got so busy hanging out with my friends from the neighborhood and my friend's birthday and forgot to eat. And I think there was a moment where I thought, wow, I should probably get some French fries. And then I was, ooh, shiny thing over here.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I have to eat. I have to eat.
Yeah, definitely.
There was that.
I made like a nice Italian night, like I did tonight. Like I did noodles, like angel hair noodles and spaghetti squash noodles and the different couple sauces. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to have these spaghetti squash noodles so that I can save my carb count and then have like a couple of the whiskeys or the Kentucky Sunrises. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh, that's actually not a good idea because I'm definitely going to want some carbs in there to help soak things up.
Yeah.
So then I
then
I had a lot of bread.
Spaghetti squash is not a good drinking meal.
It is not. It is not.
All right. So I'm having Eagle Rare as my pour with my cocktail because
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm also chasing the straw around with my mouth.
Okay, I swear.
All right, so y'all know how this goes. We're going to tell our little quick disclaimer before we jump into this case because we want to make sure that everybody's prepared.
Yes.
And I'm putting on my old lady glasses and we're going to go for it. All right. Before we jump into tonight's case, here is a little disclaimer. This case contains potentially triggering topics such as homicide, abduction, and assault. If you feel that these topics may be too difficult for you to hear, we do encourage you to listen to your inner voice and wait to join us next week in the chat. Also, we do take these topics very seriously. However, we may use humor or lighthearted comments to tone down the darkness. So I promise we're not making light of anything that you hear. We just don't want to spread doom and gloom. So we do not claim to be professionals. All of our content comes from research we have done. However, it often relies on interviews, court documents, and other sources that could be influence of opinion. This is not meant to be the only source of your facts in the case.
Yes.
Okay. Got that?
Yes.
Cool. Oh, thank you, Colorado Burbski Dude. Just popped that smoke B&B ride delicious. Oh, nice. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Horses and Bourbon. If you haven't checked it out, guys, do I have a mod that can drop Jeffrey Wack's new channel in the chat? That way, you can just click the link and go see it. Okay.
So you ready to hear about this guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give a quick little overview of who he is. So Ivan Milat is his name, and he's also known as the backpacker murderer or the backpacker killer or the backpack killer. I mean, there's a bunch of different variations.
Yeah, I think the two most popular seem to be the backpacker killer and the backpacker murderer.
Yeah, I think so.
But I kept saying backpack.
Well, and it would be really cool if he murdered backpacks.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't make it on the street, so
yeah, we probably wouldn't be talking
no,
about
probably not.
Okay.
So yes, the backpacker murderer. And he was convicted of 7 murders in Australia. And then he was suspected in a bunch more. And I have a very deep desire to do like a separate video just talking about everything else that he's
all the ones that
suspected in.
you know.
Oh yeah, like
you think very hard that he did those.
you look at the evidence and you're like, okay.
Pretty sure.
Yes, but nobody really knows the true number.
It's
of
all
victims.
alleged.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes, but nobody really knows the true number, except for maybe Ivan himself.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
All right, should we jump into this?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's jump in.
So about halfway through this, we're going to do our first drawing for the Pick It or Pass It giveaway game.
Yes.
And so we'll stop that about halfway through and do the first one.
Yes.
But don't worry, if you don't win the first one, all your entries go into the second one as well.
Yes.
And you have a chance to put more entries in.
Definitely.
So thank you, Northwest Bourbon is reminding everyone to hit the like. It is free and it helps out small channels like us. So thank you for that. Okay. So Ivan Milat, I have to say, did they not see this coming? I mean, how do you miss these signs? We're going to go through some of this, but keep this in mind. people really failed on this one.
Oh yeah, from
I
like
mean,
early on.
Yeah.
Early on.
So he was born December 27th in 1944. He was born in Guildford, Australia, to Stephen and Margaret Milat, and he had 13 siblings, 9 brothers, 4 sisters. Holy moly!
A lot.
His parents were busy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Guess there wasn't much to do on that farm.
Yeah, he was one of 14. That just wow. Yeah.
Cheers, Z-Man. Z-Man says cheers to us.
No. Cheers.
Okay. They did live very secluded and rural life on a farm, and Dad was strict, but with 14 kids, I mean, sheesh.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean, you gotta maybe lay down the law.
Yeah.
I don't know if the whole whipping with the 2x4 was probably the best way to do
Maybe
that.
not the best method.
But
Maybe
I
not.
mean, okay.
Yeah.
Joseph Brazo, did no one tell his mother that it's not a clown car?
Apparently not.
So Ivan was described as a smooth talker, very muscular and good looking. He was fascinated by guns and hunting.
Yeah.
That sounds like most of the people in my neighborhood.
Right. But
Same.
he was exposed to guns at a very young age.
Yes,
As
like
we're
6 or 7, they all knew how to shoot.
Yeah.
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 So,
Absolutely.
him and his brothers were often in trouble with the local police. They're usually coming out to the farm and being like, what's going on? They just take off running. They're like, nope, I'm out. I'm not dealing with Dad.
They probably should have just set up like a satellite station at the end of the driveway.
Well, with that many kids getting in trouble. By the time he hit 17, well, he left school at 14.
Yeah.
Then by the time he hit 17, he was getting into the serious trouble. John Cran says there's a lot going on at that farm.
No kidding.
So here's a weird fact for you guys. He had an 11-year on and off again affair with the wife of his older brother.
Mm-hmm.
Tells you kind of the family dynamics here. His dad actually said, the man took your wife, you should kill him.
Yeah.
And then he went, wait a minute, I don't know, that's my son. I don't know if I want you to kill my son.
Right. Like, excuse?
I mean, okay. I mean, you do you. But it's also stated he had a year-long affair with his younger brother's wife.
Yes.
Where do they find these wives, man?
Right?
I mean,
Her name was Maureen. We have a picture of them.
oh, yeah, we do have a picture.
Yes.
So that is him and his younger brother, Wally's wife, Maureen.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't get it. Okay. So, timeline for you guys. Back in 1962 is where he was sentenced in the juvenile court for breaking and entering. So he started young, breaking and entering, trespassing, assault, all of this stuff when he's in his teens.
Yeah.
And so 62 was his first actual, got sentenced, did a little time. And then we've got December of 64, he was jailed for 18 months, breaking and entering and theft. 1965, a month after he was released, he was jailed again while waiting for trial for stealing a motor vehicle. Whatever. 1966, 4 months later, he was sentenced to 2 years of hard labor. 1967, he was freed on parole. So April of 67, he's freed on parole.
Mm-hmm.
October of 67, he's sentenced to 3 years plus 18 months for accessory after the fact of car theft and a parole violation.
So he basically spent the 60s in jail.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm seeing.
he wasn't a quick learner, that's for sure.
Lil says, rural New South Wales, bunch of weirdos.
Bunch of weirdos. Do you know a lot?
Right?
Have you been there? I mean, honestly, how close are you to there, Lil? Our token Australian in the chat tonight.
I think she's north.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to remind us, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Richie Z.
Now.
Cheers. Sorry, got it.
No,
I
you're
get it
good.
away.
Now that he's an adult, I'll show you some more of his adult pictures. 2 of the 3 of which I think we see far too much like. I'm just going to convict him of that right here. Those are some shorts.
Well, I mean, you got the turquoise tank tops. So you got to wear are those acid wash denim jeans,
Oh,
or are
yeah,
they just
cut-offs.
bleached out?
No, I think they're acid wash.
Oh, that's so cute.
They're nice.
I mean, I don't know. I might have wore cut off acid jean shorts at one point in time in my life.
You're allowed.
Okay, Chris Tat says we are currently located a long, long away from there. Okay. Got it. So Whiskey Mountains just kept adding whiskey to her cocktail till it tasted good.
Good plan.
There you go. I get it.
Which Knob Creek did you use?
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Nick Proman, I'm buying those booty jeans.
You should.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Yeah. We could run a contest.
Nut hugger shorts.
Nut hugger. Oh, yeah.
That's
there
nice.
You go. Yep.
That's nice. Okay, here we go. So Lil says 5 to 6 hour drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Livewire says 2 entries for Whiskey Mountains. Let's get her a win. Let's get her a win. She wants to play a game.
And then
he was trying to start a small fashion line. Well, I mean, goals. I don't know. He got to stay out of jail long enough to do that.
Oh,
okay.
I don't think Nick's going to be allowed to get those shorts.
No?
If those booty jeans show up here, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you like your wife. I don't know if that's a
good
idea.
You should keep her.
Okay. So, where did I? Okay, 1971.
Yes.
Here's where it gets weird. So, he gets accused of the assault of 2 female hitchhikers. He was accused of using a knife to control them during the assault and was eventually acquitted.
Yeah.
And so, now, remind me, on that part, it was they didn't think it would hold up in court because...
They went to court.
That's what it was.
And one of the girls
changed
her story and softened it a little bit, and the other one was holding true. Like, nope, this is it. This is what happened, and they took the credibility of the other one.
Yeah,
the one that changed it.
I mean, I guess that happens if he said he did this. No, he didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Then when you're under oath and you say he didn't, then there you go.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
So that was the April of 71. He bailed from, no, I'm going to screw the words up, guys, okay? So don't come at me. I'm doing my best, okay?
We're trying real hard.
My best.
I watched a lot of Australian things this week so that I could try and pronounce the cities and things as best I could. But
you're the overachiever between us.
I mean...
I figure, I'll just ask for forgiveness.
Yeah. Lil!
Tim Evans, thank you for the 10 entries. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Arrested, what is that? I don't know, 4 months later, arrested on 2 counts of armed robbery and possessing a pistol. He refused to sign his statement and is bailed out.
Yeah.
So then 2 months after that, he was supposed to attend court for the armed robberies, but faked his death.
Yes.
And fled to New Zealand. So that's going hard.
Yeah.
Right? That's all in.
Like, that is...
He's like, I've done enough time. I'm over this shit.
Yeah. Maybe we just stop doing things to get us more time. I don't know. That's just an idea.
I mean...
I'm just throwing that out there.
Everybody has their skill, but I don't know that he was very good at it. So his brother Michael was jailed for 12 of the same cases.
Yeah. So, like, they were arrested together. Or charged. That's what I'm looking for. Charged.
Okay, charged.
It's going to have another
step.
step.
Going to have another one. All right. So now, 3 years goes by. He's dead. And now, so that tells me, like, were those 3 years really, like, nothing happened? Or,
right.
I mean, leopard doesn't change his spots. Isn't that how that goes, guys?
Yeah,
leopard doesn't change his spots?
Yes. And, and a fun little history bit. Back then, you didn't need a passport to get to New Zealand, so it was probably a lot easier to flee.
Yeah, back then, you didn't need a passport to get hardly anywhere, it seemed like. Okay. So he's dead. 74, he visits his mom at the hospital, which is really odd for a dead guy to do.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of struck them as weird. So guess what? He got arrested in her room, in front of her, because he wasn't dead.
Yeah. How would that be? Sitting in a hospital bed, seeing your son for the first time in 3 years. I don't know if she thought he was dead or not.
Oh, yes, he faked his death. I don't know. I never saw anything about that.
Like, can you imagine? You're in the hospital, you just suffered a heart attack, and then your dead son comes walking through the door.
God. Whatever. Okay, so Joseph Brasso says, Women of Whiskeys. Nope, he was a member of the Village People during that 3 years.
That makes sense.
That explains so much.
He was wearing those shorts, too.
Yeah, and the turquoise thing.
Nice stuff.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell, though, because he was in a headdress.
Or a construction hat.
Oh, wait. Hang on.
That's true.
He was in a construction hat. No, he was just in a ball cap. But I just
close. So, but he has the ear thingies.
Yeah, that's true.
The protection gear.
Yeah, the ear thingies. Yeah.
I own a maintenance company. That's so bad. Okay.
Super close.
Anyways. So close. So at this point, his brother called the police on him when he showed up at the hospital. That's what it was. I remember that now. So then October of 75. Now, we're only into 1975 at this point. He's been busy. Karen Duck is 16 and 6 months pregnant. He's 30.
Yeah.
And they decide that they are in love. And they're going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm. And he wasn't really upset with the fact that she was pregnant at all.
No.
He was like, okay.
16, that's all right. Pregnant, that's all good.
Yeah.
Creeper, just saying. He started wearing leather right after those photos. Okay. So that was 75, they got married. 75, they started dating.
Yes.
She's pregnant and 16. I don't know where her parents are, but...
Right? That's a good question.
I mean, I don't know, is it different in Australia in those days? Was 16 and older, like, not a big deal?
Maybe.
I don't know. See, I should have done more research on that.
Yeah.
Curious minds want to know. So in 77, they moved in together. So they dated for 2 years before they moved in together. And in 84, they got married. So, I mean, they dated a long time before they got married.
Long time.
Yeah.
Like, I thought 3.5 years was a long time for me, but that's 7. No. That's 9, because I was just going move-in date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Math.
9 years of dating.
So 87, so they were married for 3 years, and then she leaves. She walks out. She says, he's abusive. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does the next logical thing. Burns down the garage.
So she left him on February 14th of 1987, and then February 14th, 1988, he burnt down the garage. Valentine's Day is not his thing.
Yeah. 23 years, says Lilith Morgan.
Oh, 23. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What 23?
Of dating, I think. No.
No.
Hang on.
What is she talking about? Lil, what are you talking about?
Hell.
What? I'm lost. I don't know. I'm multitasking and failing miserably at it. Hey, it's 9:29. So in about 10 minutes, we're going to do 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to shut this down, do the first giveaway. And then you can pick a box if your name is drawn, and you can either pick what's in it, or you can pass and pick a different box. So $5 an entry, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chat, tag Livewire Whiskeys. And then we'll do one more drawing again at the end. So 2 winners.
Yes.
So about 10 minutes. All right. Joseph Brazo says, never smoke cigars next to the pail of oily rags.
That's how we burned the garage down.
Really?
Not me,
Oh, okay.
but maybe somebody.
All right. All right, so now that was in 88, December 30th of 1989. So if you're following the dates, this guy has a really hard time staying out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like whenever anything stressful happens in his life,
Especially around love.
yeah,
Yeah.
he lashes out by doing something he really shouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey Mountains, $10 super chat. Let me in, let me in, let me in. So excited covering this village guy tonight. What a POS he was. What a POS he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. We're just getting started.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, December 30th, 1989, James, and I'm going to refer to my notes on these because you know how I am. I don't want to screw up
Oh, yeah.
the facts, and that's where we're getting.
And
So,
I can help you when we get to the German names. I did a lot of
thank
research
you.
on those too.
Thank you. I love you. Okay, December 30th, 1989, James Gibson and Deborah Everest both were 19 years old. They were last seen while headed from Sydney to Albury
Mhm.
for a festival. So they're hitchhiking from one place to another to go to a festival. 19 years old. They vanish. That's December 30th. January 25th.
Super chat.
Oh, I'm missing them.
Sorry.
That's great. Hey, Sean Peak. First time catching your live stream. Really enjoying the story. Cheers.
Welcome.
Sean, cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers. We're making a cocktail too. Next time you'll have to make a cocktail with us. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're in for two.
Yes.
Jake is here. Cheers. Okay. So, just another month later, Paul Onions was hitchhiking from Sydney. He was looking for work. And Ivan picked him up along the road. Milat said his name was Bill, and he soon began ranting and raving. So Paul Onions was like, this guy's whacked. He's like talking all this stuff, these racism comments and whatnot, and he was getting a little nervous. So when he pulled over, Paul grabs his stuff and goes to leave, and Ivan like pulls a gun and a rope out, and he's like, all right, screw this.
Yeah.
So he throws all his stuff down and just takes off booking it. And I got two different stories on this one from multiple different stories. So I don't know. Some said that he was shot at, and some said that he just like brandished it out and threatened to shoot him. Either way, he didn't care. He is taking his chances. He ran. He flagged down a car, got in, and went to the police
He
station.
had to flag down a few cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Finally, one person pulled over for him.
Took him to the police station where he reported it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you report? Some guy named Bill
Yeah.
picked me up. I was hitchhiking. I mean,
Bill.
The air quotes.
Yeah.
Got it. So, and he's like, screw this place. I'm going back to United Kingdom at this point. So
yeah,
off he went.
I'm out.
Then January 20th, 1991, so a year later, a German backpacker, Simone Schmidl. God, I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. I'm trying really hard. Simone goes missing when traveling from Sydney to Melbourne. So that was January 20th of 1991. December 26th of 1991, German backpackers Anya
Habshid,
Hashid,
and Gabor
Neugebauer. So those people,
Those Germans.
They go missing while traveling from Sydney to Darwin.
Mhm.
So Mark Emenecker says, how does pick it or pass it work? Cheers, ladies. Thank you for that. You're in for two. We draw two names, one in the middle, one at the end. It's kind of like how it used to be where you pick a box, but you do get one chance to close that box up and pick a different one if you didn't like it. So you can take your chances, and we do one in the middle and one at the end.
Yes. Oh, and Adriana was so nice to type that out for us too. Thank you. You're amazing.
Best wrench ever besides Mike. Just saying.
I mean,
I don't know. She keeps trying to prove to me, and sometimes I wonder if maybe she's creeping up on the super wrench title.
It could.
Mike, are you gonna let that happen? I mean, of course, I am going to Mike's house.
You might, yeah. Tread lightly.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Mike. You have the best wrench. Okay. So then, April 18th of 1992, British travelers Joanne Walters and Caroline Clark go missing while they're out looking for work.
Mhm.
This must be a common theme where, like, they hitchhike and look for work, or they maybe do like a walkabout kind of thing.
Well, and I mean, this is the 90s and the late 80s. Like, hitchhiking was a very common thing there, and people did it all the time. Like, it was very normal. Basically, like calling an Uber in today's world.
Okay. John Krantz, I watched the series Aussie's Hardest Criminals. They don't F around.
Have you seen the snakes there? And the spiders, and the crocodiles, and the sharks? I wouldn't either.
Chris is trying to get me in trouble.
I know.
Oh, Tats. Okay.
Not directly.
I would never.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, there's gonna be a fight.
All right, no fighting in the
no,
chat.
Look at this.
I know, I saw it.
That's ooh.
Nick, she knows where you sleep.
The bromance is real with these two. I tell you. Look at them go.
It's true. You're just lucky my husband's not in here. I'm just saying.
And here comes the bite.
All right. So anyway, let them duke that out. Where were we? We are. Oh, okay.
We are in April.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Actually, we're in June now.
Actually, no, you're right. We just talked about April.
We are. Okay. So June 1992, Ivan meets soon-to-be serious girlfriend, Shalander Hughes.
Yes.
1992. I was already out of high school by then.
There they are.
And they were like in love for like a long time. They were serious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to follow that chat, and that's just, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say to you guys. Children, go to your corners. Okay. September 19th, 1992, the bodies of Caroline Clark and Joanne Walters were discovered in the
Belangolo.
I
researched this one a little.
State Forest.
I'm very confident in that pronunciation. Belangolo.
Oh my goodness.
Even though there are not enough vowels to have that many syllables in that word.
Okay.
I've checked.
That's not Lady Gaga. And I'm not sure what she's holding in that picture.
Let me bring it back. She's holding.
I don't know. Let's not let her. Nope. Moving on. Yes, Horses and Bourbon. It's a lovely story.
Yeah.
Thank you for entering.
Very lovely story.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, and I win. I got one of them right. Yay! And Lil concurs.
Okay.
Life is good. Thank you.
Got it. So now we're getting to where like they're starting to find these bodies, right?
And the first bodies they found were the last ones that went missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like work backwards almost.
A little bit.
Yeah. So Caroline and Joanne, they were found. Joanne Walters had been stabbed repeatedly 35 times.
35.
It was like
little excessive.
Yeah. And mostly in the front. I think there was like 9 in the back or something like that. But one of them went into the spine, which would have caused paralysis during the rest of her assault. Mm-hmm. So Caroline had been stabbed repeatedly, but also shot in the head 10 times.
10 times. Why so much?
Overkill. A brick.
That's the wrong word.
Not really. I think it's a very appropriate word. Oh my goodness. Hey, Whiskey Nose is here. Cheers, Marty. How are you?
And I forgot to share. I have a picture of where the Belangolo Forest is so that you can kind of have a little bit of reference. You see right next to where the inset starts, there's a little word that says Sydney. That's how close everything is to Sydney. So when all of these are like, oh yeah, they were traveling from Sydney to such and such, that kind of helps to put that in perspective. So that's where the Belangolo State Forest is. I just really like saying that word now that I know how.
I love the fact that you did all that research right about the time that Chris Tatz says overachiever.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
Very proud.
So yeah, Deathless Dogs 10 times. That guy really plays through the whistle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So even odder, there was a brick fireplace type thing that had been built right next to the bodies with cigarette butts and 22 caliber casings all around. So what did he get cold? I mean, how long was he there?
I have a theory, but we can go back to it.
No, tell me your theory.
But we should probably go through the rest of them first.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
She's all about the rules.
Put a pin in it.
All right, fine.
Because I don't want to spoil anything.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know. Are you guys along for the ride? Okay.
Does anybody else, except for, of course, Chris and Lil, have like a working knowledge of this case? Or is this the first time you guys are hearing about it too? I'm curious to know.
Because it seems like there was a couple patrons that knew of the case and wanted. So.
And it won by a landslide. So
it did. It was like 70% of them wanted us to do this one. So, all right. Okay. Now we're finding. So they got the bodies. Like, oh, we're gonna do a huge manhunt, a huge search. I just spit. Did you see that? I'm so
That
attractive.
was nice. Yeah.
Okay. And nothing. They've got all this forensic evidence, but nothing's happening.
They'll want to know what time of year it was. So the first one was
The first body was found. You mean?
well,
That was September of '92.
and then Joanne and Caroline went missing in April.
Oh, I think she's because of the fireplace.
Right,
Maybe.
that's what I'm
okay.
thinking.
Yeah, they went.
So,
They went
April.
missing in April, so that's
Which
when
would have been your guys' fall,
right.
right?
I think so. They're like opposite.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adriana said she's listened to a few podcasts about it.
Nice. Okay.
It says first time hearing it. Okay.
Ours is better. No, I'm just kidding. So there was this huge search. They had forensic evidence, but nothing was coming of it. So they decided to get a forensic psychiatrist, Dr. Rod Milton. I can say that name.
Yay!
Thank you. He concluded that the killer was mid-30s, had an aggressive history, enjoyed inflicting pain, and he said the killer would know the terrain. But he was adamant. He was adamant that this was not a serial killer, but that the killer might have an accomplice, but definitely not a serial killer.
Aiden's here.
Aiden, glad you made it. Hello.
Lil says it would have been getting cold.
Okay, so he was just keeping toasty. All right, or keeping them toasty. I don't know. October 5th, 1993.
I don't like that.
What?
Keeping them toasty.
I don't know. All right, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
That
Okay.
took me a minute.
See?
I get now why.
Sorry.
Okay. So, April 5th, 1993, or October, 1 year later.
Mhm.
1 year later, the skeletal remains of James Gibson and Deborah Everest were found by a man looking for firewood. Just the skeletons. James?
They were the first ones to go missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a
In
minute.
December 1989.
James was found in the fetal position with 8 stab wounds and a spinal injury that would cause paralysis during the rest of the assault.
You know what we don't have out yet?
You are slacking, girl.
We've got like at least 5 of these, I'm sure. Maybe 7, 8.
Oh, so Chris Tat says October in Oz, the bodies would be nice and baked by then.
Oh.
Ew, Chris.
Let's swap these
Ew.
up.
It's probably true though.
It probably is.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. There's some red flags.
Nice. So, Deborah was about 20 feet away, was beaten, had 2 head fractures, a broken jaw, and also was stabbed in her back.
Mhm.
And there was a fireplace built next to them with cigarette butts. So,
And remember, they went missing in December. That's summer for Australia. So it was getting cold then theory is out.
oh, yeah. You're so much better at this than me.
I just thought of it. Okay, see there. Okay, so Chris is in my mindset too. Like October in Australia. Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong one. Here we go. So generally hitting around the 100-degree mark in the forest by then. So yeah, I don't know that a fireplace.
So then why? Why? I don't understand. I mean, maybe it was, I don't know. Anyway. Jake says, man, I could see how someone would go undiscovered for so long.
Yeah.
Now, these were like forest areas. There was like leaves and brush. And so I could see how it would be easy to overlook someone. So this is October 5th of 1993. November 1st of 1993, so a month later, they found some more bodies. So Simone Schmidl.
I don't remember if it's Schmidl. I think it's
Schmidl?
Schmidl. Now that I'm second guessing myself.
I mean, if you go, we're going to go with Schmidl. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Anyway, Simone is found under dried wood, sticks, and brush with 8 stab wounds, a severed spine that caused paralysis during the attack. She was fully clothed in another woman's clothing. And, red flag, and that clothing belonged to Anya. Habshi, thank you. Also, a fireplace with .22 caliber casings. Now, I got it real quick. Real quick, I have to say, there was a time where people were saying that he would walk around and talk about how you could turn a human head into a head.
You could turn a body into basically a
head on a stick
head on a stick.
if you stabbed him in the spine.
He told that to like
a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Like I said, there was so many red flags with this guy, and you know,
I need to reload them. I've only got one left here.
Dan says this dude just loves severing spines. I think there's something about that paralysis, and that creeps me out more than anything else in this whole thing, is that whole spinal paralysis thing. Just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Let's not get into it.
All right. So that was November 1st. November 4th, 3 days later, the remains of Anya and Gabor are found in the forest brush. Gabor was strangled. That's the first time we've heard that. Strangled and shot 6 times in the back of the head.
Again, a little excessive.
Anya was nearby. She had been stabbed through the spine. And here's a new one. Decapitated. They have never found the head.
Never.
I mean,
we're
gone.
talking
She lost
almost
her
30
head.
years later.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, this guy, really? I don't know. These are just the ones that they knew, the bodies that they found, the stuff that they knew.
Yeah.
So.
And here's where they were all located. Like, you can see the bodies were located right off the forest road. So, like, I think they were all within, like, 500 feet or 500 yards of the forest road. And usually, like, off a little walking path and then in a clearing. It was very routine.
Well, I mean, oh God, I just can't. It could have been dug up by a dingo.
This is Australia.
Yeah. Joseph, I really don't know what to say to that, sir. I just really don't know what to say to that. Okay, so let's lighten this up a little bit. Let's give away some free shit.
Do some things.
Let's do some things. Let's give some stuff away.
Randomizer.
All right, so we're going to cut off the first half of our giveaway, and Mike's going to tell us how many people are in this giveaway. Don't worry, you can still get into the second giveaway, and if you don't win this, your entries go right over to the next one. So, wow, Joseph thinks that dingoes only steal babies.
Oh, I mean, that's what I heard.
I mean, Jake thinks he wanted to have them found at some point. I would agree. I would. I don't think he wanted it to happen right away.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But, I mean, and with the fireplaces there, it makes me wonder if he went back and visited.
That's exactly what my theory is.
Is it? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that, like, he enjoyed the act so much that he wanted to be able to go back and just look at it all over again and sit and have drinks and smoke cigarettes by a fire and enjoy the fruits of his labor. I know. But, like, yeah, that's my theory. And, like, it just, and that's why they were never really buried.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they were put into, like, shallow depressions in the ground and then covered up with stuff so that he could go and uncover it real quick and enjoy.
They were more camouflaged than buried.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Joseph says strangled and shot sounds like a different killer, right? I mean, I think he got bored. I think he was always looking for the next thrill. Of course, these are just my thoughts.
Yeah.
But I really think, like, maybe he was like, oh, been there, done that. But it seems like he always liked that whole severed spine thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even. I mean, I got theories on that, but I have a hard time.
It's too dark.
It is.
How many entries do we have?
Mike! Hello, are you there? Just curious. Chris thinks that with the cigarette butts there that he was revisiting them. I mean...
And, like, empty... In some of them, there were, like, empty beer bottles and empty whiskey bottles and things, too. Yeah. So, like...
And don't forget, there's plenty, and if we have time, we'll list them at the end. There's plenty of cases that they're like, God, we just know this guy did this crap.
And if we don't have time, we'll do another one. Not like a full live, but we'll have to talk about it at some point, somehow.
Okay,
I did way too much researching to not share what I found.
I'm just gonna check on Mr. Livewire,
Okay.
make sure everything's okay.
And I'm gonna. Oh, that's nice.
That was a lame pop.
It was.
You called it nice. It was not nice.
It's still my favorite song.
All right. So I need theories at this point. Anyone have theories? Okay, so my other theory is he did change his MO a lot. And I'm thinking that some of these, because I still think there were so many more.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these, I think, were more of like opportunity.
Almost all of them.
And that's why the MO changed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Fight for Sound is here.
Hello.
Cheers. Glad you're here. And Joseph thinks he smoked too much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you know, and that's so silly because we all know, of course, back then the DNA wasn't that big of a thing.
Oh, yeah. DNA was very difficult to.
Now it's like, don't smoke at the crime scene, ding dong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 33 entries.
Okay, here we go. Pushing generate. And it generates to 15.
15. Okay, Mike's going to let us know who number 15 is. So Adriana says the MO changed somewhat. The intensity didn't. The overkill was kind of more his MO.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And in some of those unsolved ones, the slight change of the MO kind of helps to connect in with some of the other ones that weren't necessarily convicted.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, and Jake thinks he was trying to hone a technique.
Yeah.
Well, he got that spinal part down pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that to me is someone who really loves to see suffering, pain, but yet be in complete control.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
Absolutely. Adriana loves our numbers.
Oh, are they cute?
Thanks.
That was all Kathy Jo. She found those.
It took a while.
So, oh, pick again. Nick Proman won. Yay, Nick! Oh, that's funny. Okay, Nick, let us know if you want mystery box 1, 2, 3, or 4. And Aiden's drinking Wild Turkey 101.
Ooh, good choice.
Never a bad choice.
Never a bad choice.
Horses and Bourbon says sounds like Jack the Ripper. Mash Bill trying to catch up. Were all the victims incapacitated somewhat?
Almost.
Most.
Yeah.
Most were, not all. I think that when possible, that was his. I think he missed a couple times, honestly. Nick Proman says, ask Adriana. She says 4.
Okay.
Box 4.
Here we go.
If when in doubt, refer to the wife. Ready?
Good choice. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't know how she did, Nick. But you just won a bottle of an Orphan Barrel, Fable and Folly. Congratulations. So that is number 4. We will get that all packaged up to be hand delivered for you this week. And don't forget, all of you that did not win, your entries do go into the second drawing, but you can still add more at $5 a piece, Super Chat, or PayPal or Venmo. Whiskey Mountain says, ooh, I'll stay,
good
AKA
choice.
I'm picking it. Thank you. Adriana, are you sure? Are you sure? Because, I mean, you can pass. It's okay. All right. And Jeb is sipping on that right now. Huh. Aiden says, "Grats, Nick, you beautiful bald beast." Nice.
You guys kill me.
All right. So there's 31 entries left now.
Perfect.
So
still really good odds.
Yep, you still have time. We're going to draw the final one in about 25-30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, the Mash Bill says, anything that keeps a victim at bay and allows the killer to prolong the act. That is the possible MO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, especially for like textbook sadists.
Is there a textbook for sadists?
I think I'd call him one.
God, there's some creepy people out there.
Oh, yeah.
Which brings me to another thought. If you guys have ideas on the cases that you'd like us to dive into,
I don't know where you
put
were
them in
going
the
with
comments. We want to know. Send us an email at Women and Whiskeys. We need to know what sadistic, creepy people you want us to dive into?
I did not know where that was going. I was so confused. Whew, okay. Wow.
I mean, you know.
Okay.
And then if you want to be able to vote on those, that's what our patron's for.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Your face. It was worth it. Every
Ooh.
bit. Every bit.
Yes.
Aiden says,
Okay.
not all sadists are that creepy.
Oh.
Is my profile image creepy to you? He's beautiful. Oh, well,
Okay.
Okay.
So these are the 7 victims. This is Caroline, Joanne, James, Deborah, Simone, Anya, and Gabor. So I wanted to...
In that order?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to do it in that
Nope,
order?
I
'Cause
was just curious.
I can sure try, but
God, I thought you were an overachiever.
I should have been. I should have been, yes.
I shouldn't say that. Kathy Jo takes it all personal. She's like, no, I tried.
Actually, no, I was thinking about like throwing their, like listing their
names.
names underneath of all the pictures. And then I decided that maybe I should make the dinner instead.
Yeah, feeding us is always a priority.
Yes,
It was
yes.
her turn to cook.
Yeah. It was my week. Okay, so, of course, like, keep in mind, how are police supposed to start narrowing down a list of suspects? Like,
Yeah.
if you've got nothing to go, there's no DNA, there's no, like, who knows? So,
Yeah. And they were doing some searches and
yeah,
but there was nothing.
nothing. So they started out with 230 suspects on their list, ish. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So they worked overtime, narrowed it down. They got it down to like 32. Of course, Ivan was one of them. So Paul Onions, and you guys remember my sweet friend Paul Onions. I just love his last name.
I just love that picture of him in a tie.
I know.
I mean, that is just the best picture.
It is so early 90s. I love it. And like, I'm pretty sure that's where Jonathan Taylor Thomas got his hairstyle. I'm just saying. Like,
Sorry. Oh, Joseph, Women of Whiskeys, we've already discussed this, but Danny Harold rolling the Gainesville
Yes,
co-ed killer.
that's on the list.
That's, we talked about that in Vegas,
Yes.
and I'm very intrigued. So we will throw that into Patreon to vote on, add that to the poll, because I definitely want to pick your guys' brain on that one as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Paul Onions saw the news because remember, like after this whole thing happened, he went back to the United Kingdom. He was like, "Yep, I'm out. Australia's not for me." So he's in the United Kingdom and seeing all of this news footage of the backpacker killer because remember, 2 of the victims, the first 2 found and the last 2 killed, were from the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So it was getting a lot of air over in UK, and he was like, okay. So he went to the Australian embassy in the UK, picked up the phone, and called the Australian police and retold his story. Like, he went to the police when it happened, but he called me and he was like, this is probably related.
Yeah. You guys might want to listen to me this time.
Yeah, like, I was in the Belangolo State Forest, and I ran away from a guy who was going to kill me, just saying. So he gave him, like, a super crucial bit of information, but then, I mean, like, there were 230 suspects. They were trying to narrow it down. Eventually, it just got lost. Not to mention, all he had was the guy's name was Bill.
So, Whiskey Mountains, I agree 100%.
Yes.
We would love that. We've already talked about it. If and when patrons decide that we need to do this case, I would love for Lisa Marie to at least be in chat. If not, just pop in and hang with us for a minute and help us tell this story.
Yeah.
So
Definitely, I agree. Yeah. So yeah, the super crucial tip that he gave him kind of just got lost in the sea of information, and that's just how it happened. Then December 10th, 1993, so just a month after Paul Onions picked up the phone and said, hey, a woman who has a pseudonym called and reported a 1977 incident. And Michelle talked about this earlier. Like, there were 2 women who were abducted and he attempted, and it was like, and they got away. And then there was a court case, like it was a whole thing.
yeah, so they got away, they reported it,
Yeah.
and then when it came to trial, she changed the story.
Right.
The other one was like, no, I did not like being abducted. It happened.
Yeah.
But nothing happened.
So there was that whole one. Then there was another one
Mm-hmm.
with 2 different women. And these 2 different women were picked up hitchhiking, taken to a forest.
Same, similar.
Yeah. And like all of a sudden he started to try. One of them looked at the other one and said, run. The two of them got out of the car and booked it. 77, remember, this is like 10 years before everything else. And then they got away and hid. And eventually the person who abducted them had just driven off. And so as this whole thing is happening, one of the women is starting to relive this. Like she had kind of just tried to put it away. And so she's starting to bring it back up. And so she calls the police and she's like, hey, this happened to my friend and I back in 77. The police brought those two women in and set up a photo lineup. And both women separately correctly identified Ivan as the driver. The police, however, decided that it wouldn't stand up in court. So they weren't able to use that information in court. So
they because it was they had just gotten out of a psychiatric hospital.
Yes.
That's where they had met.
Yes.
They were being treated for severe depression. And so they didn't think that if they took it to court, anybody would like believe that due to those circumstances. So they're like, never mind.
Yeah, it was just messy.
I mean, there was no mental health really back then, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. So then February 1994, the police finally had enough information that they felt like they could set up surveillance on Ivan and really like hone in on him as a suspect. During the time that they were doing surveillance, they confirmed that Ivan sold his Nissan vehicle shortly after the discovery of the first bodies in 1992.
So in 92, when they found the bodies, he sold his car.
He was like, yep, we're getting rid of this thing. Goodbye. I'm just going to pop another one of those into the bouquet.
Just his John Krantz. Milathing says love more than matching straitjackets.
Just they hug so well. The police were also able to confirm that Milat had not been working on any of the days of the attacks, and on a lot of the day or of the missing, at least
the day they were missing.
Yeah. And in a lot of the cases, he was also not working in the next or couple next days.
So he took some time off. You know? He was like,
just take some time off and think about it. Then Ivan had no alibi for any of the 7 murders or for the abduction of Paul Onions. So, like, he wasn't at work and, you know, like, yeah, he didn't have any alibis. So that's another one for me. And like all these things considered.
Not for any of them.
Any of them. 8 alibis, could not come up with a single one. So although Ivan had like a super long rap sheet of like past violent acts and criminal history and all of these things, no alibis. And there were a bunch of people who, Jeff, sorry, I just looked at that. That's hilarious. Yes.
Almost as many red flags as my dating life attacks.
And there were a bunch of people who went in and reported to police that he was a weirdo who was gun obsessed and they just like really freaked people out.
All those things that they overlooked for so many years.
Exactly. Yeah. None of that was substantial for an arrest. So they just had to keep waiting.
Okay, so how about this though? You know, there's no alibis, that's a red flag. Mm-hmm. But you're talking from 70s to 90s. I couldn't tell you where I was on this day 20 years ago.
I mean,
unless I did something memorable, like put a knife in someone's spine.
But they were only looking at the 8 that happened from 89 to 92. I mean, granted, yeah, still, it's kind of hard to, unless you open up your day planner and start flipping through the pages from 4 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can see that with some things. Not with this guy, he's a creeper. Total creeper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, April 13th, 1994, all of a sudden, Paul Onion's tip that he sent in resurfaces.
They're like,
And it comes back up. And so the police start looking into this, and they're like, interesting. So they call him and say, hey, we're flying you to Australia. So he got a free ticket.
Going to Australia.
Yeah, I'm going down under.
I never thought I'd go back to that place.
Right?
That didn't work out so
I don't
good
know that I would
time.
be super excited about it. He did get super weirded out, though, on the way. Like, all of a sudden, he started thinking, like, am I being set up? Like, is this guy who tried to kidnap me? Like, is he going to kidnap me at the airport again? Like, he had my passport. He knows my name because he left everything when he ran.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
That
That would run through my mind.
Oh, yeah. Probably on the airplane.
It's not like you can jump on the computer and like do a
Oh,
check on this person that called you and gave you an airline ticket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bruzel is here. Yes, you are an hour behind, but into this already.
Oh yes.
Nice. It's a juicy one. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. So he ended up being picked up by the police at the airport like he was supposed to. So that was good.
That's a plus.
They did a photo lineup. He positively ID'd Ivan as his abductor. So, but that one apparently was strong enough to hold up in court.
I mean, yeah, it only been a very long period of time since it happened, but I mean.
So, Paul Onion testimony, I'm going to show his wonderful suit again because it's just iconic.
That's a beautiful suit.
It's really
it's
great.
A beautiful suit.
It really is. Paul's one of my heroes of the story. So they decided that testimony was enough to bring Ivan up to the top of the list. And it only took about 2 more weeks before they arrested Ivan.
Like they all raid his house and arrest him all in one big swoop?
So yeah, there were 50 people that surrounded Ivan's house. And then they arrested him and began searching his house. Simultaneously, there were 250 police officers that raided the house of Paul's mother and tons of his brothers. So 300 police are going through and raiding and
yeah.
Yeah.
And I found so many great pictures of that, but honestly, it was just chaos. It was such chaos.
Yeah.
MC Squirrel Whiskey is congratulating Bruzel on all of Bruzel's success, as do we.
Yes.
So, real quick reminder, we're at about 7 minutes after 10. So if you want to get into that last and final chance to do the mystery boxes, now would be the time.
Yeah.
Probably, 15 minutes from now?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, something like that. We'll shut it off.
So during these raids and searches, the day of the arrest, they found boxes and boxes of souvenirs like cameras, camping things, foreign currency, jewelry, and even some of these things had names on them, names of victims on them.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of hard to.
And then quite a bit of the souvenirs that he had collected, he had given to his family.
It's like, hey, you want this?
Yeah, you want, and
I mean, 14 siblings and the wives that you're messing around with. I mean, you got to give those wives something so that, smooths it over with the brother. Then you give the brother something.
But did nobody ever be like, oh, this is a really nice gift. Where did this come from? Why did, probably not.
They don't ask. They actually think that he had siblings that were involved in some of these cases with him. So I don't think any of that was ever proven, but it was strongly believed that he had siblings involved in this stuff. Yeah. And it's like a family affair. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm an only child. So if I ever want to do something, it's on me.
Yeah, it's on you.
I got to step up.
You got to figure it out.
Do you hear that, William?
So one of the things that was found during this raid was a picture of Milat's girlfriend, Shalinder, we talked about her earlier, wearing a Benetton top. And in the living room of Caroline's house is a picture of her wearing that same top, which is on the right here. So on the left is Shalinder, and then on the right is Caroline, the first suspect that was found.
So, I mean,
I'm just saying.
But I have to say, counter little side note, does that sweatshirt just scream 80s, 90s?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
everybody
wanted a Benetton shirt.
Oh, yeah. It's nice. That picture was used as crucial evidence of the trial.
Oh, I mean, yeah. And you get a backpack, and you get a backpack.
Yes. So he was arrested in May. The trial, or he was charged he was arrested May 22nd. He was charged May 31st with the murder of the 7 backpackers. Because remember, when he was arrested, it was just for Mr. Onions.
Mr. Onions.
Mr. Onions.
Okay. I love that.
I do
Mr.
too.
Onions.
Mr.
What
Onions.
did you do? I tried to get me a Mr. Onions.
Mr. Onions.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Onions. Please
I know.
don't come for me.
You're my hero, Mr. Onions. You made some difference here. So June 28th, Milat ended up firing his defense lawyer, James Marston, who is the same lawyer who helped him to get acquitted of the previous abduction. And
is there a shortage of lawyers?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Same, but James Marston was like, "Hey, I think that you should take an insanity plea," and Ivan was like, "Cool, you're fired."
Okay. Nick, just because we're the same age does not mean that, I was trying to maybe I'm not that old, I don't know. I'm just saying. Thanks for that.
I didn't have a Benetton baby onesie.
Screw you. I could put up with so much.
I could have resisted. I just didn't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the other day we're having lunch. Someone cards her, and I was like, they never card me. She's like, it's my young, beautiful skin. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. Sorry. So March 26, 1996, so almost 2 full years after he got arrested, the trial begins. And the trial was for the 7 murders and then the abduction of Mr. Onions. So then there were families that flew in from all over the world. Because remember, these people were from all over the place to watch this trial and see him brought to justice because they were so ready to see this finally get.
Yeah, it's been going on a long ass time.
Yeah, some of these people went missing in '89. So yeah, they were ready. So the trial ended up taking 3 months. It ended July 27th, 1996. That's 4. 3, yeah, that's 4 months. I can do math.
Hey, I've never claimed to be able to do math. It's okay.
I can do it. The jury found Ivan guilty on all 7 counts of murder. And he was given a life sentence for each one of those 7 counts. So all of these reincarnations that might happen, he's just going to keep popping back in. That's just the way it goes, right? And no possibility of parole.
I love that part.
He's in.
I love it so much.
In. No possibility.
Guess what? You're not going to die. Guess what? You're stuck in there forever.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? It's kind of like being paralyzed, huh?
Huh. And then just to tie a nice little ribbon on top of it, they gave him an additional 18 years, 6 each for robbery, attempted kidnapping, and attempted murder of Mr. Paul Onions.
Those Australians, man, they know how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, 7 lives and 18 years.
I'm so sorry. I got excited.
Yes. So Ivan was held in a high security unit at Woburn Supermax, which is where all of Australia's most dangerous criminals call home.
Where is it?
It's
Woburn
Supermax.
Yeah.
Yes.
Supermax.
Supermax.
Love it.
The Supermax. Sounds like a
It's not
store.
just maximum. It's Supermax.
Yes.
I don't know why I think of Walmart when I hear that.
And when he was in here, he was constantly complaining about the way he was being treated and the fact that he went on hunger strikes and he would sometimes swallow sharp objects if the guards refused to meet his demands.
That's so bad.
Just really
I
over
don't
the
know.
top. Shocker, I know.
Well, I think it's you got to have commitment to actually get something sharp down your throat and knowing it might come out the other end at some point.
And realizing, he's in Supermax, how did he get sharp objects?
Oh, please.
Yeah, you file down a toothbrush to make a shiv and whatnot, but
I'm not swallowing that.
No.
Ew.
Heck no.
Okay.
So that's, so he is, really committed. The last 5 years of his life, he spent it with constant appeal attempts, and protesting his life in prison. He was treated so poorly. And then he kept claiming, this kills me, he kept claiming that he was being set up. He claimed that since Sydney had just won the bid for the 2000 Olympic Games, police and government officials decided that they just wanted to sweep this whole thing under the rug and avoid getting an unsafe reputation, so they just found somebody and pinned it on him.
That sounds totally plausible to me.
All evidence to the contrary.
Joseph says that Supermax was his porn name.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah. You saw it? Oh my gosh. Joseph.
There's some Rachel.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Oh my gosh. Yep. There's that. And that. I will say one thing about this guy. I'm going to say a couple things about this guy. Okay. A, what a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying. 2, way to follow through.
Yeah.
Every single time, everything he did, from swallowing things in prison to the way he did this. But God, I really hope he's suffering in there.
Do you want to know my favorite part?
Sure.
October 17th, 2019, he died a very painful death of esophageal and stomach cancer.
How did that happen?
Huh. Crazy. I think
Maybe he swallowed something he shouldn't.
that's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very painful death.
Nick Proman says, thank you, Nick. Nick Proman says, y'all are killing it, by the way. My first live Criminals and Cocktails. Love the details and the research.
Thank you. It makes all those 2:45 a.m. nights worth it.
Definitely. He died from stomach and esophagus cancer.
Yeah.
So,
Hang on.
I'm betting the prison medical isn't as good as the Australian normal medical.
I would hope not.
You know, they got great medical, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they
anyway,
do.
I'm just saying. Well, John, I don't know. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it is 10:16. I'm going to talk about a couple things. Meanwhile, you got 5 minutes to get in that final drawing. The last person won a Fable and Folly. We have 3 mystery boxes left. So we're still in the 30s, I think, in entries. So get them in the next 5 minutes if you want a chance to pick a mystery box. Yeah, Joseph, he did smoke a lot of cigarettes. Mrs. Indepocus.
Mrs. Indipo.
Mrs. Independent Joe gave us an A+ on the research.
Thank you.
Couple of things while we're finishing up. We got time. Let's go through real quick. You guys tell me what you think. You tell me what you think about all these peoples. Where'd I put them?
You didn't.
I didn't?
Hang on.
Yes, I did.
No, it's right here.
I did. It was 11 o'clock at night. I probably didn't when I typed
It
this
starts
up.
here.
Okay. I thought I had like just a list.
Oh, that's over here.
I did it.
No. It's still in my packet. Here you go.
Let's look in mine. I know it's in there somewhere.
It's not.
Okay, here we go. Here's the ones they didn't pin on him, okay? In the 70s and early 80s, Lydia Notes, 21 years old, disappeared in 1976. Barbara Brown.
Backpacker from Germany, by the way.
Sean Peake, enjoyed the show. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. I very much appreciate that. You're in for 2. Barbara Brown, 22.
You want me to do this one?
No, I got it. 22 years old from America, hitchhiking in 78. Michelle Pope and her boyfriend Stephen Lapthome, aged 18 and 21 from Australia, also in 78. Their car disappeared as well. Annette. What?
Annette. Oh, this one?
Yes. Annika Adrianson and Alan Fox, 17 and 21 in 79. So if you're watching these dates, it's like 76, 77, 78, 79. This is when, he was starting to have some difficulties in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Annette Shirley Briffa, 18 in 1980. Norelle Cox, 21, 1977. Robin Hoinville Bardem and Anita Cunningham, 1972. Elizabeth Herford, 18, 1980. And Mary Bertram in 1974.
And almost every single one of those were hitchhikers.
They were hitchhiking.
And then on top
And they
of that,
probably had backpacks.
And then on top of that, there was a lady named Karen Rowland. Lots of details on that. We're going to have to go into that on a separate one.
Mm-hmm.
20 years old, 5 months pregnant. And that was in 1971. Tony Kavanaugh and Kay Doherty, 16 and 15 years old, disappeared July 1979. They disappeared from a bus stop. Susan Eisenhood last seen October 1986. And she was hitchhiking home and found, we'll get into these a little later. But then Peter Letcher, 18 years old, disappeared in 1987 after accepting a ride hitchhiking on the Hume Highway.
Yeah.
So
Adriana, to answer that question, some are still missing. in almost the exact same ways that the other people went missing. And I think there was a couple of the bodies were discovered, but they couldn't link them. So it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, like this one, remains found under a bridge off the highway. Yeah.
How many is that total? You know, you would ask that, Northwest Bourbon, because I don't know. I know that he was convicted of 7, and they're actually thinking that they could be, you know, what was it? It's as high as almost 50. I mean, the numbers are just astronomical that he could be connected to. We didn't even put them all down because there was just so many.
We only listed off 19 extras in additional to the original 7. Yeah.
Livewire whiskey, $10. That's 2 entries for Aiden. He needs a win almost as much as Whiskey Mountains. Thank you for that donation. I appreciate that. So, with that, let's talk about next week. I'm so excited about next week.
Next week is going to be amazing.
I was waiting for you to get excited.
Okay. Yes, it is.
She wasn't listening.
I'm very excited. I was trying to bring up the number randomizer. I'm getting ready.
She saw a squirrel.
I did. Next week is going to be amazing.
So, where are the dogs?
That is true, boys.
Boys, where are they? You know what? Okay, so here's what's happening. We have a visitor here. I mean, other than my 2 beautiful friends that are here, we also have a visitor. John T is here.
Yes,
John T's on my patio. He's hanging out with the boys. And what do? They just leave us high and dry.
I know.
They don't bring in the puppies.
How dare they?
I don't understand.
This is Mustard's
Freaking man.
last stream as a puppy.
So next week is their birthdays.
Yes,
it's puppy birthdays.
it is.
They
We're
don't
gonna
get.
have a
They don't
party.
get whiskey. They don't get whiskey.
Mhm.
So, okay, Adriana, I will give John a hug for you.
And I can make them a cake. I have a cake form that's in the shape of a giant dog biscuit.
And they're gonna look at us and go, "Where's the bacon?"
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So anyway,
Bacon
come join us
sprinkles.
next week because we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna drink whiskey. We're gonna give away free shit, and we're gonna party with the puppies.
Yes.
So
It's gonna be amazing.
Women of Whiskeys, maybe you should get those boys new backpacks.
Right?
I mean, that could solve so many problems.
Something.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut off the giveaway. Thank you for all of you that have entered. Mike's going to give us a number. Meanwhile,
we're waiting for the puppies.
they're not coming. They're having too much fun out there. They're not listening to us wanting puppies. Meanwhile, Mike, while you figure that out real quick, I just want to take a moment and say thank you to all of our patrons that support us and help us grow this channel and hang out with you guys. We could not do this without the help of all of you, and even those of you that just hang out in the chat, hit the like, or just make us, have a good Wednesday. So thank you so much. Patrons get to vote on the crimes. They get merchandise and all kinds of goodies. And guess what? The cookies are here.
Here's mine.
Here's one.
Pass
I
off.
have one. Now watch out for Mustard because Mustard likes to get you
Yes.
drunk.
The rule is
don't
for
forget-
every yawn, we must take a drink.
So Mustard, stay awake or we're all going to get her. Jeb says, men, puppies, now.
Yes.
It worked.
They got
It
it.
worked, Jeb. Thank you so very much. And Mike says, oh, Mike, Ellie's coming to see you next week.
Yes.
Yay. Are you ready to go see Mike? Do you miss your Mike?
Mustard's like excuse.
Okay, Mike also says 35 entries.
Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Generate.
Nick's here for
I
Ellie and
said-
Mustard. Oh, yawning. Everybody
darn
drink.
it. The answer is 29.
29.
Okay, we're drinking.
Okay. Why did I lose the whole chat?
You smell like
God.
cigars.
Where'd my chat go? Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Whew, thought you guys left me. Ooh, that's scared. All right. Ellie gonna get trampled by Jersey and Cooper. I don't know. She's pretty quick.
She's
She's
catty.
She's pretty sprite on
Yeah.
her feet.
Oh, was that a yawn?
No, it was not a yawn, Mom.
I think it
I'm
was
not
a yawn.
yawning.
I think it was.
She just wanted to drink. That's what it was. So, hey guys, I hope you liked our crime that we did tonight. I was super excited to do one I'd never heard of.
Yeah,
And your cocktail was pretty freaking fantastic.
I love that one.
So,
I'll make it anytime.
yawn. See, now there's people back here telling,
Uh-huh.
going, dog yawned. Sean Peak. Sean Peak is our winner. Congratulations.
first time viewer.
That's how it's done, Sean.
Yes.
That is how it's done.
Oh,
So,
it's happening.
goodness. Ellie, do you see this shit?
Yeah, but
Sean,
when she owns, we double drink.
Sean, could you let us know which box number you would like to choose? She what?
When she owns, we have to double drink.
Are you just trying to get drunk?
No, that's the rule.
Okay, I think you're just trying to get...
Damn it.
Everybody lift a glass. You know what it is? She's getting us all ready for her birthday next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take a
box
shot
number
every time we get
2.
on.
Sean would like
That's me.
box 2.
Okay, here we go. So,
Now, Sean, you can pick this or you can pass it.
yes.
Ellie yawned.
That's a double.
Oh, Ellie, what the frick
It's
frack?
a double.
Poor Sean's like, open the box,
Mhm.
man.
Okay, so
Sean, you get a flight of $17.92. That is what we used to make our drink
Yes.
tonight. So that flight consists of samples.
God damn it.
Samples of 1792 12 year, 1792 sweet wheat, 1792 full proof, and 1792 bottle and bond. Stop yawning. Everybody get drunk. Everybody just get drunk. No, please drink responsibly and don't get behind the wheel of a car. Anyway, Sean, could you please email us at womenofwhiskies@gmail.com? We're going to need your mailing address so we can have this Pony Express right over to you. If you don't want that, then you can close it up and pick another box. It's your last chance. You don't get to pick again after that, though. So,
Who brought her? Her?
her?
Who brought
It's
her?
your kid. So, just let us know if you want to take that or if you want to move or if you want to pass and open another box. What do you think? What do you think? I think I'm gonna.
I think I'm not yawning.
Okay,
because
Sean's
apparently
gonna
that's how we
take the
get in
flight.
trouble. Good
Okay.
choice.
So wonderful. Yeah, just send us that information so we can get that to you. It's Women of Whiskeys. Don't forget the S
Yes.
at gmail.com. Colorado Burbsky Dude, show what's in the other boxes once he picks. It's a new game. I don't know. Are we supposed to? I think we can.
I think we can.
All right. We'll do
Yeah,
that.
see what you missed? Okay. So, behind door number 1.
We need a Vanna. Hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
too late.
Never mind.
Oh, damn it, mustard.
1792.
Age 12 years.
12 year was in the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Nick says, I've met Michelle, Kathy, Joe, Ellie. I need to meet Mustard.
Yes, you do. She almost came
We
to
should have
Vegas.
brought one of our Vannas over here to do this, is what we should have done. And box number 3. It is a Women of Whiskey's Glen and a Women of Whiskey's Rocks glass. These are the ones we only have 6 Glens left, or 5 Glens left, and 4 rocks glasses left.
Yes. Limited edition.
What the frick? And Adriana wants to meet the St. Bernard.
And blue.
And blue.
That's
the
good.
horse.
Yeah, that's true.
Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. I hope you had as much fun as we did.
Oh my gosh, we had so much fun.
It was a good time. It was really good.
Yeah.
Did you guys have fun, friends that were in the background?
Studio audience.
Yes. All right. Woo, woo. All right. So don't forget, every Wednesday, we are here next Wednesday. Wednesday is puppy party and
Mhm.
whiskey and giveaways.
Bring your puppies.
And just like this, the last Wednesday is our criminals and cocktails. And don't forget, there is no wrong way to drink your whiskey. Just share it with your friends and drink it how you like it.
And we have to drink on that.
Cheers.